This is CalCat the Calcaster, and welcome to the House Pics pictures thing. CalCat and Mark's cards went back to the house from the original show and looked around. And the show, it's a real house, obviously. Um, but yeah, the real world Milpitas. Yeah, and to the house is being renovated for sale. And they're finally getting along with putting walls back up and closets and all sorts of equipment there. I deliberately shot this so you don't see that much of the workers. They're there, yeah. So we got to walk around a construction site that was in the stages of being finished. Yeah. So the creaky top step is fixed. I don't know about them. Everything. I'm assuming they got everything. They had to get permits for for that. A lot of the lighting and fixtures and all that stuff. They did. They had to also go under the floor and brace the. So they had to tear up a lot of that subfloor there and get down under there and bracing, earthquake bracing. They Here is yeah, the I think they just cut that door over there, but yeah, it's an interesting shot. Yeah, so you have your yeah, all the popcorn ceilings are gone. Some of the light fixtures are in. The closets are in, and the doors are sitting off to the side. They haven't put up the closet poles yet. Everything is refinished. It looks brand new. It looks like it's under construction. The windows, those windows in those two rooms are older. Didn't replace them. Those two casement windows should be replaced because they are crap and falling apart after 30 years, 25 years, 26 years. So yeah, unless they can repair them. Here's the upstairs bathroom and what's in there. They moved everything around. Now the tub is a shower. They added an extra vent up to the roof for the room. There wasn't one there before. There's and of course it's Mark's cards mainly in the background there, looking at various details of her level there. That is the goes nowhere crawl space, and that's where the closet monster is. He escaped. We don't know where he is. But yes, and then we have the various other areas of the dormers that finally matched the level. They redid the ceilings, and they blocked off the studio room thing, art studio / closet room thing, and made that into a master bedroom up there. Another 2 master bedrooms, top floor. They made the smaller one a sort of semi-master bedroom, and yeah, so that's what they did. It looks like the window's the same. And so you've got, yeah, and then the other one, there's yeah, that's the same one there. So there's CalCat being goofy, wearing a cowboy hat, yeah, and here that was the main. There's the main studio from the original, the OG stories, and then later on, the other one was the room, and now it's back to that room, and then we left, and that's where KATS was. On Location Cats, KTS. I guess looking at the angle, saying like, oh, this is where the KATS was. But yeah, the bathroom, noticing the shower floor there's a rudimentary version of it there. There's they had to go through the floor into the other room, so there was like a pipe that had been torn out downstairs, through the floor, through the walls down to the floor. So you have now we're in the larger room, which was many of the studio rooms as well, Trans Tech and Space Bridge and all that in there. Many of the Starship Chimera stuff. Before that, Starcrackers and Trans Tech 2, Trans Tech 1, Trans 1 was in the one down the hall. This is Trans 2. and then from then on, Space Bridge. Yeah, all these Transformer fan films done in there. Now it's all done up differently. It looks completely different. The walls are the same, but they prettied them up. But yeah, but they've made everything look new. It's even more like a spaceship bridge thing, like thing, more so than a creepy backrooms thing. And so we have a shot of the braces, the ceiling thing. Yeah, they added extra stuff to that. And now we're in the backyard. The shot of the backyard with the gardener laying down the stuff, the black tarp, and then the black tin bark for sale. Whoever buys the house can put their own thing in there. That's the kitchen. Back to the kitchen. They moved some of that over, and all the appliances are going to be in the back, and it's going to be bigger looking. Yeah. All the renovations that Mom and Dad wanted like years ago, they're going to do. They tore out the deck, and they tore out the shed in the backyard. Here's the bathroom. They got a shower floor in there too, or the beginnings of one. Looks like it's not. Is it in there yet? It's probably not in there yet. It's probably just the basin for the basin that's going to. We have some stuff stacked up. Downstairs room, the mumsy room used to be playroom, mom's room, dad's room. It's been a bunch of stuff. That's a closet. They had to redo the whole subfloor. They tore up the subfloor and the ground floor, and they did it all over again. Start from scratch. They had to go down under there, did it all over. So they lay down the floor. That's the actual floor, and then they put the plywood over that. That's how they do that. Yeah. So. Front, so the windows and doors sitting there. We got the pose selfie. Yeah. So I wonder what door that is. Anyway, so back to the backyard. They kept the stairs, but none of the bricks. They took away the bricks way back when the yard, around the time of the yard sale. There wasn't a estate sale. There wasn't an estate sale. It was just a yard sale. There wasn't any. We basically any of the furniture we wanted, we took it. So yeah, we didn't end up selling it. And the of course the organ and those stuff. We left the TVs though. Somebody probably bought them. But yeah, and Tim and Annie got the crock pot and one other thing. What was it? Oh, the Kincaid paintings. To one of the Kincaid paintings. Tim got the Kincaid. So here we have, continuing with the. Oh, that's Senate Park. That probably isn't. It's in there, but doesn't need to be. The infamous trees from the Blair Witch 2 parody, 2016. That's where that was. In the sequel, didn't go as far with the sequel, and yeah, there's the pipe thing. The church also did the pergo floor. Well, it's not pergo, but it's similar. It's like a plastic wood. That's what the floor is. They replaced the lobby floor of the church. So I went over there and filmed that too. Got in there, filmed it. So yeah, but yeah, yeah. So they wanted to make it look more like the one in Roseville, I guess. Probably not. It's probably a coincidence. We have back to the house, but it's only brief out there on the outside. There's a selfie. Yeah. There was a briefly a shot of kittens from a couple of months ago. There were kittens out there in the ivy, near the house in the wood pile, and they were gone the next week. But I left up signs, and at least the mother and one of the kittens was adopted by somebody from the church that was told about the kitten. They adopted the cat. I saw the mother cat that week later, and I saw it again when I was out there, but I didn't get a picture of her and one of the kittens. So at least the mother cat and one of the kittens is living in the townhouses where Robert used to live decades ago in the 70s. So that's cool. Yeah, not in the same house, but in that same good area, big basin. So it's the same cat. It's the cat. It is. And then and here's the Bob Brown Park thing and the dinosauroid. Well, it's a willow tree. It's an out of control bush. I think it's a bush actually. It's weirdly shaped like desert bush. Looks like a dinosaur head, so, like a swamp thing dinosaur head. But yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, and now we're going to go. Oh, that's some more of that house. And now we start with the sort of video version of what I just said. These little video clips of what I had said. About in the room with the various things. The other room up the stairs. Did various bracing and people and when you see this, you can see these little video clips with the thing. You can see the actual people walking around. Yeah, even Mark's cart there. But yeah, there were people everywhere. There was noise. It's just that we kept them out of the frame. Shot. There was at least 5 people walking around there. But yeah, and there's the bathroom, and there was other stuff, and the cut-off room. There's no door there anymore. I wonder what they did with the doorway in the other room. Did they just remove it? I didn't really look at that part. Anyway, so upstairs we have that other room showing them. The smaller of the 2 large master bedrooms upstairs. They evened out the top there with the toilet, and you can tell what I'm kind of doing. Yeah. So yeah, you've got in the other set. That's the same room. They didn't make the windows bigger. It just looks bigger because it's all painted an off-white, like an eggshell white. They're gonna put in they took out the tub and they're putting in other thing there. There's a lot of that window used to have less of a view because there were these big giant pine trees blocking the window. But they tore all the pine trees down after one of them fell on the fence. That was a while back, in 2019 or so. And then they tore out the other ones. And then the neighbors complained about the trees being torn out. And I didn't have the trees torn out. I had the one torn out. Just the one tree. They decided to do all of them. But yeah, there you can see some of them behind the scenes. There's somebody. Doing the bracing. Cutting the subfloor is probably what he's doing, actually. Yeah, there's the kitchen. Is it the kitchen, the bathroom? Yeah, the kitchen, the bathroom. And then Mom's room, and then there's old room there. They had to redo the floor and the subfloor. And so the floor's down, so they're going to put the pergola over that. However they do that. The floors would be raised in slightly from what they were. But you wouldn't be able to tell. It would be very cool. You have the backyard. The fences were all built. The older fence is the one that came down in 2019, and that's that one. The newer piece of fence is from 2025. So that I recognize a lot of these shots from my fan films, but now there's no we're standing where there's no shed. The shed is gone. Anyways, now we're off to the park. Shots of the Senate Park and the Witch Project trees and all that. They never did another one of those. Parody. And shots of the church flooring being similar. It's a little darker. I guess a little more of an oak color, but it's the same stuff. And back to the house. That's actually. Oh yeah, it's after church. And so it appears that I have any shots of the animals. But yeah, there's that Bob Brown Park with a dinosaur bush and the stuff. So. Yeah, and yeah, it's funny.